So I'm going to create some textured backgrounds using black and white mediums. I'm going to start with Indian ink and flood the page. I'm going to add rice. And then we're going to do another 2 of these, and on the second one we're going to add spaghetti. And on the third, we're going to add a combination of both rice and spaghetti. I'm going to let these dry and see what they come out like. This time I'm going to repeat the process. I'm going to add a substantial amount of salt. Then I'm going to do another 2, and I'm going to add some shredded paper to this one. And then on the third, I'm going to put some scrunched up cling film. Now on this one I'm going to just use a comb to create a pattern or a texture. So just running the comb through the ink. And now I'm just using a little cocktail stick to drag the ink about and just create an interesting texture. Now on this one I'm just going to add some bits of paper which have been torn from the edge of a ring-bound sketchbook and push them into the ink. Just going to let these dry. Now we've moved on to using watercolour. I'm using black watercolour, a little bit of white, repeating the similar processes, adding rice, salt, spaghetti, cling film. Now I'm going to use some chalk pastels. I'm going to scratch the chalk pastel into a powder. I'm going to use black, grey and white. And then just using scrunched up tissue, I'm going to apply the chalk to the paper. This is a really good, quick way of creating a background. Now I'm just going to cut into some masking tape. You can use scissors for this. Cut your masking tape into different shapes. Put this down onto my paper, and then I'm going to apply the chalk over the top. I'm going to peel back the masking tape just to create a pattern. Now I'm using oil pastel on black card and just scratching into that with a cocktail stick. I'm going to layer the oil pastel up this time, so I'm going to put white and then black over the top. I'm going to scratch into that with a cocktail stick. And now I'm going to put some black down and some white over the top of that. And again, scratch into that with a cocktail stick. And now I'm going to do the same thing on white paper, so I'm going to put black down first, scratch into it. And now I'm going to put white down, black over the top, and scratch into that. And then black, white over the top, and then scratch. And these are my finished textures. Now they're really pieces of artwork in their own right, but fantastic for working over the top. Maybe you could print over the top of these. You could draw over the top of them. You could even just put them together as a piece of artwork. I found I got a better result with the watercolour. I found the Indian ink was quite sticky, and when you rub off the spaghetti and the rice, it tends to peel the paper off. Whereas the watercolour paint, the rice seems to just come off really easily. And finally, I've just put all the textures together to just create a piece of artwork. But as I say, they can be just used individually to be worked on top of with any other medium.